Today we're going to be comparing the specs of the two latest foldable phones, the Samsung Galaxy Fold and the Huawei
Mate X.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting because both of them came out within days apart, 4 days apart. We're going to be seeing which one, in our opinion, is the better option. We're going to be going through the specs, going through the price, and seeing which one is the better choice. Galaxy Fold, sub $2,000 for the maxed out one. Yeah, that's sub $2,000.
Basically $2,000.
$2,000.
$2,000 for a phone. That is very expensive. Everybody was up in arms when the iPhone XS Max was at the price of what it is. But then now you have this phone that is just under $2,000.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more. Then Huawei turns around and says, hey, $2,000 isn't enough. We want to charge $2,600 for our foldable phone. $600 more than the most expensive phone that we've ever seen.
I think possibly Huawei will decrease that price.
Really?
You cannot expect to sell any smartphones at that price.
So one thing that Samsung did say is they don't expect their foldable phone to be a daily driver for the common user. They expect it for people to be like the early adopters, the people that want to use the technology first and get used to it while they're working on the technology and making their cost go down on future models. So maybe this is the same as with Huawei. Maybe Huawei, didn't they also pitch it as like a tablet slash phone?
Yeah.
Whereas Samsung was phone slash tablet?
But even the iPad Pro, the best tablet you can buy right now on the market, is sub $2,000 for the Pro version with almost maxed out storage and LTE. So, you know,
it is very, very expensive.
It's strange. Now, what about the screen?
So with the Samsung,
yes,
the screen, it's very skinny when it's folded, but it folds out to kind of like a square with a dimension of 7.3 inches, which isn't that much bigger than the XS Max.
Yeah, if you look right here, this is the iPhone XS Max. This is a 6.4 inch display. That's only 9 inches less. 0.9 inches less. Oh gosh. And it's not that much bigger.
So when you fold it,
yeah,
it just becomes very, very small.
I would expect with this foldable technology, for you to actually need it or want it, it'd have to fold out to a large screen. Otherwise, why get it?
That's opposed to the Huawei Mate X, where they have two screens. The one on the front is 6.6 inches. The one on the back is 6.38 inches. And then when you fold it out, it actually becomes 8 inches. So, which is so much more noticeable.
It's one screen that folds to two different sides.
Yeah.
But that's a big screen.
Yeah.
Like 6.4 inches is this. And they have two of them. And it unfolds to an 8-inch screen. That to me seems more worth it so far than the Samsung's Fold.
The Galaxy Fold is just a little bit smaller at 4380 milliamp hours, and the Huawei Mate X is 4500. So very, very close. They both have the same storage capacity at 512 gigabytes.
Yep.
Now, although they both have 3 rear cameras, they are quite different.
Yes, different setups. So on the Samsung Galaxy Fold, on the back of it, you have your standard 12 megapixel focal length. You have an ultra wide 16 megapixel focal length, as well as a telephoto ×2, which is also 12 megapixels. On the Huawei phone, things get pretty interesting. On the back of it, their standard lens, the wide lens, is 40 megapixels.
It's crazy. 40 megapixels.
That's like as much as a professional camera. And on top of that, they did partner with Leica, who is a very famous, high-quality camera manufacturer, which is kind of insane. And then they also have a 16 ultra-wide, which is the same as the Samsung's, and then a telephoto, which is an 8 megapixel. But with that 40 megapixels, that's sort of a game changer.
Yeah, it seems almost too good to be true.
I mean, they have been known to put high megapixels in their previous cameras. They are using a Sony sensor, which is known for packing a lot of pixels into a small space.
It'd be interesting to see how well that 40 megapixel lens actually performs, and whether it can perform up to the standard that they are saying. One of the main differences between the Fold and the Huawei is there is no front-facing camera on the Huawei Mate X.
No.
So how Huawei designed it is they have kind of like a grip. This is where you have your charging point, where you have your speakers, where you have your unlock button, your cameras. The way that it's designed is that it's always at the back. So if you have your tablet open facing you, you don't actually have a camera facing you. So you can't do things like video call, take selfies, or anything like that. Whereas a Samsung, you have a dual lens on the front.
Now, I will say, with the Huawei, you could just fold the screen and you would still have an amazing phone with the cameras right there. Now you have sort of a 40 megapixel selfie camera, whereas on standard phones, it's only 8 megapixels, like on the iPhone or Samsung. Another difference between the two is that the Samsung phone, the Galaxy Fold, has an additional 3 cameras. One selfie camera for when your phone is folded, so you can take those beautiful selfies, and then 2 cameras when it's open in tablet mode to also take selfies.
And to be able to do that, they had to take out a portion of the screen. So there is kind of like a notch design, whereas on the Huawei phone, you don't actually have a notch because you have all the information on the grip.
Yeah, the Huawei phone is notchless and folds.
The processor that we're looking at on the Galaxy phone is a Snapdragon 855, the latest processor by Qualcomm. So it's going to be very, very fast.
Yep.
Likewise, on the Huawei Mate X, you have their in-house processor, Kirin 980, which is also supposed to be very, very fast. So I feel like those two are kind of
usually it's on par. It's on par with the Qualcomm. Another thing to keep in mind is the RAM. The Samsung Galaxy Fold offers 12 gigabytes of RAM, whereas the Huawei only offers 8 gigabytes. The foldable Huawei phone only uses USB Type-C. They weren't actually able to feature a wireless charger inside of it just because of the folding mechanism. But on the Galaxy Fold, they do support the wireless charging, the reverse wireless charging, as well as the quick charge USB Type-C.
And I think one of the biggest differences between the two phones is one is an in-fold and one is an out.
So with all that being said, Nathan, you had to pick one. You have to buy one.
I have to buy one.
You can either save $600, go for the Samsung Galaxy Fold, or fork out 2.6 grand American.
That's a very tough decision. If they were of equal price point, I would have probably said Huawei.
Yes.
But with an additional $600, it's such a tough decision.
It is.
But if I'm already spending $2,000,
the extra 600 doesn't seem like that much of a stretch.
But it's still a lot of money.
It is a lot. But you can only use one phone. And in my mind, the added screen real estate of the Huawei is worth it. Like, I don't need some 4.5 inch small cover screen. Like that's like the old iPhone. Like, what are you doing? You know, I'd rather have the 6.4 that folds into an 8.
For me, very few people have been actually able to touch and feel and work with the phone. So we're not sure about actually like how it operates and how smooth it is. All we've seen is the representative that have been using it.
Yes.
So they are told and trained actually what to do.
Yeah, don't touch anything dumb.
Yeah. So I think price aside, Huawei.
Yes.
But if I had to pick, it would probably be the Samsung Fold.
That is a fair point. The Samsung, for the price, seems more appealing. $2.6 thousand for a phone.
It's expensive. Those are our preferences for which phone we would pick. Please let us know which phone you would pick in the comments down below.
And subscribe if you're new.